Hey, 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 all my beautiful people. We are here for another episode of The Floor is Yours. We got the crew here. We're going to talk to y'all a little bit later, but thank y'all for everybody that has tuned in. Share it, share it, share it. It's not right here on my script, but I'm going to say it anyway. And Gerard ain't going to check me about it. So share the show right now, okay? We finna kick off the intro. Let's go.
They the Royce new podcast, who want the smoke? Coming raw and uncut like who want this dope? Whatever you want, they for sure to cover the topic. From racial issues to fashion flies to cockpit. Y'all ain't never get it like this, cause they ain't never did it like this. We on our this the way the cookie crumbles for y'all. She gon' bring the inspiration to all. You know what's up with her. And this shit manifesting is a vision. And y'all gon' love TJ cause he the realest. From the heart of them all, they the start of it all. You looking for a high learning, holla at Gerard. The professor, nothing lesson, coming at you with the lessons. Get your edge if you knowin' what's good for you. They educated, but they still keep it hood for you. Won't need another, this one here really do it for you.
Baby, you forget it. Yeah, baby, I'm in love for you. If it come down to love for you. Let me show you love for you.
Yeah, I'm loving Debbie J vibes. Everybody needs to be that crunk when the intro come through.
Yes.
I'm loving it. All right, y'all. So as I said, we are here for another show. Make sure that you share the show. Make sure you have followed and liked the page on Facebook, on Instagram, and go over to YouTube and subscribe, okay? So we have been trying to get our subscribers up, and they are increasing slow but steady, but we ready for a big push. So come on through. By the weekend, we want to be over 150. Gerard said 100. We're going for 150. Big numbers. So if you are one of our followers or listeners, make sure that you go over and subscribe to the YouTube page, because there's some people out there that don't have Facebook or don't have YouTube. Don't have Facebook or Instagram. You can watch us on YouTube. So go over there and watch. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. I see all the hellos and heys over there. Hey, y'all. We're going to get into this thing. Hey, crew. How everybody doing?
What he doing?
Hey, what's up?
Yes.
Outstanding.
What you say, Darren?
Outstanding. That's
Oh,
my favorite. Hey, that's my favorite word. I wake up on outstanding.
Right
on.
Yesterday, I heard somebody say, "Oh, it's stupendous." I was like, "Oh, that sounds real smart." Stupendous. All right, y'all. So we finna get into another show. Debbie J is primed up and ready to go. So I just feel like passing the baton to her because she in there. Like, what you drinking, girl?
I just got a little Ciroc summer citrus going on over here, and I just mixed it with some Simply Orange.
Hey, get her, James. Tell her we don't plug nobody without getting singing. Get her, James.
Ciroc, I need my cut.
It's just a versus battle or something. Right there, and all the lick in the background.
No, I need my extra pep today. I'm a little tired. I hung out a little late last night and had a little bit too much to drink last night.
Look, I took my label off. No free ads.
Hey, but like Miss Cookie said, we need y'all to go and like this show. We're trying to take it to another level. We're trying to introduce y'all to some great topics, and we need y'all support. So if you're not on Facebook, go to our Instagram, hit that little button that says subscribe so you'll know when we're coming on. We beg and plead you right now because we got some special things coming up for y'all in the future, and we need y'all to be a part of it. We're already doing the whole stimulus giveaway giveaway, our kind of stimulus giveaway. So, hey, it's only going to get bigger and better once you start participating and bringing your mama and them in with us. All right. So, Miss Cookie, let's go and start this show, girl.
All right, I'm ready. I was in y'all city yesterday. I just got back today. Like literally just pulled back into Texarkana. I should have
You
came
ain't right.
to see y'all.
You ain't right.
Exactly. You could have came and hollered at us.
I know we should have had a get together next time. I'll be there next weekend.
For sure,
So,
for sure.
audience, make sure that y'all are participating. Like, and I've said this once before. I think it was last show. Thank you for those that have hit us up. Like, hey, talk to us, interact with us, because that's what we're here for. The floor is yours. We're here to talk about the topics that you want to talk about, and we're here to engage with y'all. So we want y'all to talk to us. We want y'all to talk to each other throughout the show, and we're gonna get this thing rolling. So the show topic for today. All right, y'all ready for this?
Yep.
Today, we will talk about what it means to lead and whose job it is to lead. Usually, the word submit is used in this discussion, and we all know that when it comes to the word submit, some women hate that word. Like, we don't want to hear it, we don't want to talk about it. Some of these powerful women in good places, we don't want to hear about submitting. So, it comes with some negative connotations. And it gives us a sense of power and authority over women. So it kind of makes the men feel like they better than women or superior to women. So we're choosing to talk about men leading instead of women submitting. So that's our terminology: men leading, not talking about women submitting. I see. We're going to lead off with you. We're going to let you take over this discussion. So you are an accomplished woman who is over there enjoying life with your skin glowing and hair popping and looking good and whatnot, okay? So do you feel that it's a man's responsibility to lead? And if so, what do you need to see from a man before you're willing to let him lead?
See, and let me tell you about when I read that question. I went over it like 3 times. Because it's a trickery somewhere off in there. Because see, my thing is when you ask the question, you're asking directly to me, and that means I put my information out there, and I'm not giving no heads up. Let's start that way. Because when we get on here, it's that setup situation, and then you get kind of dead part right there. So, okay, I wanna, and then this is the first time I've actually acted like James today. And I went deep right here. I got this tablet in front of me today because I wanted to come with some. I didn't want to come like the old thought process, because when you say allow, it's kind of like you got these stipulations to a thing, right? But then I wanted to think about this thing like when we get on, when a man asks you to dance, he's asking you to dance. And when you get on that dance floor, he takes the lead on how he wants that thing to flow. And if you trust him enough, you take his hand, because you're not really serving, because you're just getting out there, right? And that means he takes the proper steps to move through that dance floor and making sure you ain't stepping on his toes. But at the same time, if he's in leadership mode, he's not offended by if you accidentally step on his toe, right? Or on his shoe or anything like that. So I feel like doing that for me is like building trust. When a man is offering, wants to take me out on a date or anything like that, I feel like he's doing it in a manner, is what I'm learning, is to be able to understand like my thought process or things that I like. He's taking the time, the initiative to have listened to me doing this process. And then therefore he plans the date and things are executed. So I got that out of there, right? And then it also means that even in hard times that he knows how to take the lead. But then the biggest thing for me is the fact of a leader is not ashamed to ask for help. Now, for me, when that comes into play, when that leader can say, even if it's driving directions, and I say, we may be looking a little lost, and I'm like, well, baby, you sure you know where we're going? He doesn't get offended, but he said, do you mind helping me will you pull up the GPS? So there's a lot that goes with that. So allowing something to take place means that you have to be willing to walk out this process. And but then there were some words that come up that, like you said, that we use it as a demeaning word, because we've been taught that doing that is making it like they're controlling or dominating over us. And that's simply because of the way we've been groomed. But if you look at it from a different aspect of getting a desired results when you're allowing a man to lead, I don't feel like it's a problem. I mean, I don't. That's where I am now.
Okay, that's good. Was that
I
your
finished
love note?
studying because I'm telling you, we've been,
We're gonna
we made
merge
a lot of
that.
sense.
All right. I see Lauren said it would help me more easily follow you if you can give some examples of what is meant by a man leading. So we're gonna hit on that. Deb, I'm gonna
Let's
turn it
ask
over to
them
you.
again. Okay, I'm pretty old school. Yes, I want my man to lead because right now I'm tired as hell. Y'all, listen, you have to carry both the man and the woman when you're in the household as a single person. Listen, it's tiring. I don't want to no more. Take my cape off. Men, if you're listening, I'm single. You got a job? No, I'm sorry. I'm just playing. But no, I want my man to lead. And my sense of lead is basically taking care of everything, being in charge. You making the final decisions. If a good leader listens to their followers, if I'm following you, I need you to listen to my concerns. Let me be able to voice them. And then you take that in consideration before you make your final decision. Okay, because God gave you the permission to lead. I ain't gonna take it from her. I'm a godly woman, a spiritual woman, so I'm gonna go biblical with that part. Yes, it's your job to lead. Now I am your helpmate. That doesn't mean I'm gonna sit back and watch you struggle and pay all these bills while I stack up my coins. I'm not gonna do that. We are in a partnership. You, my man, we in this thing together. Now, if I make more than you and you're still trying to get, hey, I don't have a problem helping you pay bills. See, a lot of women are wanting our men to do every single thing. I'm not for it. I'm here to help you. I can play my role and help you get on your feet just as much as you help me get on our feet. You have the same stress that I have. You have the same amount of hours out the day. And we already have targets on our back. We're supposed to be in this thing together. Now, I want you to go out here with this target on your back, come back and then still lead me and then listen to me gripe and complain and not help. No. So I'm all for the man leading. But the thing is, a lot of women, we don't know our role because we was never taught our role, because so many of us have been brought up in single family households. And just like women don't know how to be women, men don't know how to be men because they was never taught. So, hey, it's time out for saying I didn't know. No one has ever taught me. Hey, we're grown. We got to go learn for ourselves. Go get some self-help books and go read and teach yourself something. That's what I got to say.
I absolutely agree with that. That was good, Deb. And I guess that's kind of my take on it too. And I do feel like when you find your true partner, that one that you meant to match with and to be with, it'll work out more easily than you think, because you won't be so apt to buck against what's going on or want to fuss and fight about somebody else leading. It'll just fall into place and everything will work out just really well and will really easily, because I've said this, I've said it on shows before, like I got a strong personality, I got a smart mouth, and I have had to lead, like, because I've been in a household with 2 boys forever. But just when I did get into a relationship where I was able to let go, oh baby, come get these reins, because I like to kick up my feet, these pedicured toes. Let me place them on a pedestal somewhere and sit back and let somebody else do this work. Because leading is a hard job. But what I also say about a leader, if you look at a true leader, they not only, Deb, you said they listen to their followers, but then they willing to serve too. They willing to put in work. Yes. It ain't just them coming in to boss you around and tell you what to do and whatever else. Like, they there for whatever is going on, just like you are. And so y'all are partners. Y'all are willing to work together to get to whatever their common goal is in order to be successful for the whole unit, not for one person or for the other. So I feel like it's amazing. Now I will say, I feel like if you don't have a man in the household, you got to buck up and do what got to be done. Like, you can't just let your household crash and burn. But if you got a man there, I would hope that you feel comfortable enough with your man in order to allow him to lead. And sometimes y'all might not agree, but that's when y'all got to sit down and talk about whatever it is, figure it out, work through it. And then I'll turn it over to you in a minute. Here, go get that. Go over there, talk to them folks. I want to go talk to them people. You go do that. And so I think that is an amazing thing. And we have been taught that submissive is bad. Like that if you're submissive, then you're lower than, you're inferior, you're not good enough. And that's not what it is. Like
No.
we got a whole lot of Bible readers here. It talks about Jesus submitting throughout like different situations that happen. And so you have to be submissive in certain situations and certain times. I know that's not the way we looking at it today, but I mean, it is what it is. It happens.
Well, let me say this one thing. I feel like the problem when it comes into about being the leadership, women have gotten into a more of a masculine area in taking care of everything. And when it comes to really allowing a man to lead, you have to let the masculine side of you, dummy, it has to go down. There's a feminine side that we don't operate anymore because we've done so much along the way. I mean, and we just really got to turn that narrative down. And my thing is, when I'm looking at the submissive part, for me, the only thing that began to help me was I learned to be independently dependent. And I'm coming from a spiritual place. One thing about it is I can't see or touch God. I can't do any of those things. But when I'm allowed to make money and decisions on my own because I was single, right? And I couldn't touch him. But when I got into a broken place or a place of needing a place of shelter and something to cry out to, someone to cry out to, I had to do it, and I had to depend on him even if I couldn't. So my mindset began to change as I got older, that in a relationship, I wanted to learn to be independently dependent, knowing that if I had to lean on my man, allow him to be the leader, that it was not taken away from me being the woman who are independent and doing all these things. Because at the end of the day, we have been groomed in such a manner that if it is going to take some women to come back around and rediscuss these topics, because you're not going to just figure it out on your way. You're going to have to really talk to somebody that used to do it one way, but decided to do another way because it wasn't working. And that's why we run around here. A lot of us are single again, by ourselves, pushing these baskets, getting enough meals just for 3 days because we're going to be cooking for ourselves. And that's what.
Yeah.
I think everybody on this panel hit on some great points on, the relationship wise. I always say, because I like what Felicia Matlock said here, and she says, if a woman have a problem with being submissive, it's because she doesn't trust or feel safe with her mate. Now, right there, usually,
Yes.
I'm telling you, a woman will cater to a man, but that man has to make that woman feel like she is that queen in order for her to be submissive or whatever you want to call it to him. I don't believe and I think I could, women, y'all tell me if I'm wrong or not. I think I can speak for a lot of women to say they will submit to. I ain't gonna even say submit because I don't even like that word. But to me, it's a collaboration. When you have a partner, it's a collaboration. It's not. That's why I don't look at it as being submissive or you got to do this or that. No, when you're in a relationship, it's like a business. It's a business relationship. It's a love relationship. It's a finance relationship. It's a physical. It's all of that. But it's a collaboration in most of all. And y'all are not always going to be on the same page, and y'all always not going to see eye to eye. But the thing is, y'all understand that sometimes we are in a compromise. So we might not agree to it, but we'll compromise because we know we respect that person. And I think that respect comes with, the love from that person. You know what I'm saying? The love that person is giving you. So if you're getting that back in return, it's a reciprocity. If you're getting that back in return, then I don't think either party, whether it's man or female, they ain't gonna have a problem with it.
I agree with that. I think that a lot of people bring the Bible into it, right? And I know that I'm not a Bible thumper, so I don't know all the details of it, but I know the part about submission and all that comes from like the book of Ephesians, right? And I kind of agree with someone in the comments wrote about it being contextual or whatever. And I agree with that because a lot of times people try to apply their personal definitions or their quote unquote real world belief and justify it with the Bible. And I think a lot of times, like what you just said, T. Will, I think that some people get the definition of submission confused. And I think a lot of times some people look at submission as like just doing whatever somebody else tell you to do. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think that if we go by definition, to submit just means to put someone else's wishes or beliefs before your own. And I think that when it comes to like a marriage or whatever the case may be, I think that when we're talking about a leading and somebody submitting, it doesn't necessarily mean that you just got to do whatever somebody says. I think it's a partnership, kind of what IC spoke about earlier. But I think that the submission part comes into play when two partners don't necessarily agree. I think that's when someone has to submit and be like, okay, that's when you allow someone to lead. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that, or that's not necessarily what I want to do, but I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to do what you want to do. But I think that the most important part is you're submitting to something that makes sense. I don't think that it's right for somebody to come with some kind of crazy request and just feel like, well, you just supposed to do this because I'm the man. It don't work like that. I think that when two people both have good intentions and it's for the betterment of the relationship, because it's, you can take two different paths to the same destination. So it's really just about reaching the same goals, but just going a different route. So you're submitting to the direction that someone else wants to go there. But when that person still has good intention, which goes back to what one of you guys just talked about, which is trusting your mate. You're trusting your mate to have good intentions for your relationship or for your partnership. And so I don't want to be too wordy with it, but that's what I'm going with.
Absolutely.
I like what Black Ebony said. She said, I don't have a problem letting him lead, but I do have an issue if he's leading and it's not going in the right direction. Okay, so that comes with the trust issue, if you ask me. That also comes with how you respond to the way he's going in the wrong direction. Because men, as much as macho y'all try to be, y'all are some very sensitive ego. Y'all egos can get crushed very easily, if you ask me. But it's the truth. Y'all egos, we have to stroke y'all egos. Like, and I don't have nothing wrong with that. And y'all might not see it as being your egos being stroked, but y'all do. Let me just speak for me. In the sense of the people I have come in contact with, egos need to be stroked. And I have seen it from other men as well. But with that being said, it's just the way that you respond to that man when he's going in the wrong direction that can change. Like the Bible says, a soft, what the Bible say? A soft tongue can something away, swift away.
Fire response can.
Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. Y'all went to church.
I don't even think it's about stroking the ego though, Deb. I think it's more about respect. And I think when a person, male or female, feel disrespected, well then they will do what. Yeah, they're gonna do whatever that's what that type of energy that you give out is what you're gonna receive back. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, I think when it all boils down to it, it's a respect. Because if you feel like a man or a woman doesn't respect you, then you're not really gonna trust them, right? And so you're gonna have all these doubts. But if a man or woman makes you feel like, man, this person got my back, I don't have to worry about them, I trust them, that's where that's part of the respect factor, right? Yeah. And so if you got all those things and they fall into place, you're not gonna have all those issues. You're not gonna have trust issues, should I say? You know what I mean? So that you don't have to stroke a man's ego if he respect and trust you. No, because he know you got his back, and you ain't gonna have to worry about that. He gonna be right there for you. Trust
me. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what I did see, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna deal with Nate. What is it, Nate? But it was somebody named Anthony. If you could pull that up, it's the way he worded his. It's something kind of. I was like, okay, but it says, "Amen." Women have been taking on the masculine role, and it's hard to let go when you get a man who is ready to lead. And I'm gonna add this to that. When Jermaine, he said that's understandable, as it was said earlier about some women being a little too masculine. Some men can be a little too feminine. There has to be a good balance on both sides, and I agree. And that's the thing about it. I'm telling you, it would be like, that's like taking out the trash or whatever. Even if it was asked, do you need me to take out the trash? For me, I'll be like, well, I'm gonna take it out. You ain't got to do it. It wasn't the fact that He didn't have to do it. He asked to do it. But me being in a place that I always take out my trash, man, I'll put it in the back of my car and I'll take it myself. So that still was letting me know there was a part of me that needed to just kind of come on in and back away from that. So if we can get to that place, every woman won't. I just know that I can do it. I don't necessarily have to always do it. Now I'm like Debbie at this particular point. Now I've done enough. I've tended, baby. When I say I have tended, I have tended and I have tended. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I have tended enough to know that my tending will get me to a place that I feel, you begin to feel overexerted and all of these different things. It has to be a place and a time that you're allowing somebody to tend to you. You know what I'm saying? Letting down those walls and letting them in. Gerard, did you bring that back up? Anthony. It said, man is meant to provide and protect. The woman is to nourish and keep her protector strong so that he can face the world for her and the children. I got a problem. That didn't sit well with me. It's something, James. I say, there go my baby over there. She's just so all he does is to protect and to provide and protect. Now, is that just financial? You thinking in a roof over your head? Because she providing for me is more than just the financial stability of that. Protecting is more than just fighting for me. You got to protect my heart. You got to be there to provide things that are going to come to help me flourish and grow too. Because it talks about the garden that has to be tended to in the Bible too. So a woman shouldn't just have to just nourish him so that he can be the protector for him and the children. Because she's gonna need some sustainability too in the relationship, because as somebody said, it says that like love the wife like Christ loved the church. We forget about that part. We talk a lot about what the man is requiring of the woman, but God requires a lot for the man to do for his wife too. So I got to bring myself down a little bit. I feel my nah. Okay, Anthony, you said you're good.
Anthony said he agreed.
Yeah,
all right. So y'all keep putting that comment. Viewers, y'all keep talking to us. James, I'm coming to you. So do you feel like it's a man's responsibility to lead his family? And if so, what qualities should he exhibit?
I think, for the majority of the conversation, we've been talking about submission, but if we focus on leadership, specifically if we focus on leadership, I personally feel that genitalia isn't the qualifier to determine if someone leads. Like, just because you have a penis doesn't automatically make you the leader. It doesn't make you the boss, and I think that my personal opinion, which is that it depends on the dynamics of each individual relationship, because everybody isn't meant to be a leader. Let's just be real. There are some people just because you're not the leader doesn't mean that you can't be a good provider. That doesn't mean that you can't be a good support system or protector or whatever the other person was talking about. But some people are more comfortable in the position of being a soldier. Some people are, they cool with that position. And I think that when it comes to leadership, that comes with, wisdom, discernment, and intellect. And a lot of times, some people are okay with or more comfortable with somebody else making the decisions. And sometimes that's the woman. There are a lot of people who have relationships where they be like, oh man, I just make the money, bro. I just make the money, put the check on the table every Friday. My wife handle all that stuff. She handle all that. She do all that. And they always deferring to the woman. And that's what works for that relationship. Does that make that individual any less of a man? Not in my eyes. But I think that what would be detrimental to a relationship is for somebody to be boasting and saying that, well, because I'm the man, I'm the leader. No, that doesn't make you the leader. So what are the qualifiers? Like I said, it's about your intellect, your wisdom, and your level of discernment to be able to lead our household. And like somebody else mentioned earlier, we also have to factor into consideration, this is not the 1800s, this is not the early 1900s. We live in a society where women have had to step up and become the leaders in a lot of households. So unfortunately, a lot of times women are coming with the experience. I mean, let's just be honest about it. And that doesn't, I don't think that that's going to throw off the dynamics of a family. I just think people got to do what works for them. And I think and in every relationship, that doesn't come with a man being the person to make all the decisions. Should they always take each other into accountable? I mean, should everybody be held accountable and taking I'm sorry, what threw me off? Somebody mentioned my name. I was trying to read.
Yeah, when Anthony said you sound like a beta male.
Yeah, that threw me off. And
it threw me off too, James. I said
it's all. Hey, Anthony, I appreciate you watching, man. You know, it's all good. But but again, like
beta men are important too. I'm gonna put that. Go ahead, Jane, because I was gonna go in beta. But go.
I'm still ready. I'm ready to jump in too. Come on.
No, we gotta let you Will go next.
He might jump in.
No, it's all good. I mean, I think that if somebody feels challenged to say something like that, that's a reflection of their ego. Because I think that, like you said, a true leader is a follower of the people. And I think that people have to do, I think to have the optimal relationship, people have to bring their best attributes to the table. And so does that necessarily work for me in my household? No. But can I speak for somebody else who's okay with letting their woman make financial decisions and do everything? That's on them. And I respect that. And I don't think that makes that person, if we're using beta male as an insult, as opposed to somebody who's just not in charge all the time, that I like if you're using it to be insulting, I wouldn't use that to insult a person like that because they're doing what works for their relationship. But I'm not gonna lie and say I respect your opinion. I'm trying, man.
James, you to that right there, you laid some good stuff out there. I just want to say salute.
Salute. T Will.
And then too, I'm sorry, go T. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I think that's right. I mean, that's right on to me, man. I mean, you know, I don't think
it wasn't an insult.
No, that's cool.
No, because I think you put that a video in the group one time. They talked about a beta male, so it wasn't in an insulting way, but they were just contrasting between an alpha male, what they call an alpha male, a male who's very dominant and I don't want to say controlling, but they kind of enforce their leadership style on everyone, and it could work for the household. But then they was contrasting that with beta male, was saying that they can, empower others to take head or lead in certain aspects. So to James' point, I agree with that right there.
Gotcha.
See, man, that and I think we get too caught up on titles and stuff like that, period. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always circle back to collaboration. It's like, if you ain't collaborating with your partner, man, what are you doing? Like, you can't overpower and overshadow someone to think everything that you say and do is right.
Yeah.
No one is perfect, man. So we all make mistakes. So if you're not collaborating on something, meaning if I'm not in tune to my partner and paying attention and listening, then it's gonna be a problem, man. So I think that collaboration part is a big part of it. But
yeah, I like that.
Let me get into this next question I got, man, and I want everybody to be transparent and as real as possible. What are some of the reasons that we have so many challenges with this subject? Why do we have that? And I know some of it is because of these titles. People come in, they go into relationships thinking, I have to be right. You got to listen to me. This is a man's world. You got to, and the woman saying, well, I'm not going to be submissive to you. And that, so it's a lot of going back and forth. It's a lot of jabs taken instead of everybody sitting back, coming together, and just collaborating and just know how to play your role when it's time to do this, when it's time to do that, and know how to listen most of all. So I just think that, I'm just big on collaboration, man. I just think that you can't get past that part and you can't make something work for the better if you're not collaborating with your partner. So
yeah. And just
it's just like a complete side note, but I'm looking at everybody on screen. All the women are like, They start thinking face or something. Get your hands off y'all face.
I'm ready to jump in. I'm
Well, come
trying.
on in.
Say, look,
I was over there. I
hey,
was like, what is going on?
No, okay. So my whole outlook on this is it's two different things. You, like he said, you have to go with what works for you. We are too consumed with what social media is doing and what they call relationship goals. I'm sick of it. Do what's best for you, because everybody jumps on the trend. You don't know what's going on in these people relationships behind doors. We always make things look good on the outside. Do what's works for you. If it takes the woman to lead in your household and the man just come and drop off the check, that works for you, baby. No one is calling it right. No one is calling it wrong. Just do what's best for you in your household. But then the other thing is this. A lot of women, like I said before, a lot of women and a lot of men do not know what their role is. I can say for myself personally, yes, I have been divorced. Been divorced for 6 years. I did not know how to be a wife until I got divorced, until I went and got those self-help books, until I went and read the book, How to Be a Wife, a Praying Wife, How to Be a Mother. We don't have the role models we used to have anymore. Times have truly changed, and you need to change with it. And people are still trying to get some of the old school with the new school, and this shit ain't mission. It's just not working. And so if you sit there and learn your role, go do your homework. Stop being, oh, I love you. Shit, love ain't paying no bills. Oh, I want you gets old. What can you do for me? Can you sustain me? Can you pray for me when I'm hurt? Can you pray for me when I'm sick? Can you help me build something? What are our goals together? It's just too much on the outside that's controlling the inside of your homes. And if y'all let that shit go and focus on you and your man and your woman and do what's best for y'all, learn y'all roles for each other, then it won't be no problem. If you wake up every morning and say, baby, what can I do to please you? And he wake up every morning, baby, what can I do to please you? Now we're making each other happy. No, we should not depend on them to make ourselves happy. We should be whole within ourselves, as a side note, but making sure if someone's making sure you're happy and they making sure you're happy, we're all going to be happy because everybody's getting satisfied. But I want to put that out there. Go read and find out what your role is so you can be the best that you can be in your relationship, and stop looking at all these relationship goals, because that mess ain't shit. I'm done.
Come on, Dad.
And I'm gonna drink on that. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb too.
Hey.
Hey, from here on out, Deb, you need to drink before every show.
Okay, again, shout out to Ciroc.
No plug.
No, we told hey James.
And my homeboy Anthony just said, my role to lead comes from God. Blame him if you don't like it. LMAO. That's cool. But your role to lead should come from your qualifications. Like, you can't it shouldn't be no just because thing, because that's no different than people using the Bible to justify slavery. Well, you should just be a slave because that's the way that God willed it. No, it don't work like that. And that's halfway taking things out of context. Like, your role to lead should come from what qualifications you bring to the table, like what T. Will mentioned earlier, to make your partner respect you, to feel comfortable with you being the leader. And like what Deb said earlier about making that person feel comfortable to allow you to be the leader. It shouldn't be a just because I said so type of thing.
Lord, look at this next part of Anthony right here. He said, I got married at 19 years old. Cognac, I may need a straight shot in a minute.
I got you, I see.
And he said, and women, this my wife nurtured me until his own, and then this is what I got.
Your wife was a leader.
Yeah, this is what I got. This right here. I mean, you have to really dissect Anthony, because Anthony throws stuff like here and here. And you try to come back and say it ain't no insult and all this. When I read this last one, God did not make her your mama. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, she nourished you back. I keep seeing what she done did for you, but I ain't seeing nothing that
she provided and protected.
What?
He provided and
Well, that's
protected.
what he said. But at the end of the day, when I look over here, and then he said, people got to understand their roles. God didn't tell me to come in and do all that nurturing and all that. Now you got to want to put in work. So you had to want to yield to something. Maybe what I do believe is she saw something in you. There was a leadership somewhere, but you needed to find that before yourself, before you even got with it. But you did say you was 19, and I don't even know how old you are now. That could have been 10 years ago. But when I look at that, this is how women in relationships begin to come off of the wanting to go forward in relationship, because by the time you get where you need to be as being nurtured back to life, the woman is over there depleted. And then who breathing back in? Girl, let me pull off of that, because come on. My wife lives a carefree straight. I don't know, maybe so, but she may be in spoiled and carefree. She may be carefree and spoiled, but I mean, she probably trapped internally with a lot of stuff that you don't even know about. Because obviously, I'm gonna get off of Anthony, because Anthony, you
know what? Pressure. But the thing is, though, James talked about it earlier. You know, just people's relationship are different. What works for one might not work for the other. So I think you got to really just understand, like, people talking from their experience.
And that's true, and I respect it. But at the end of the day, we are having an open dialogue. And at the end of the day, if you read something and that's how you feel, then that's how you respond to it with respect. I'm just saying, when I read that, no doubt. Those are triggers. Those women have triggers too. You know, men have triggers that bring stuff up that make you look at things, especially when we come from biblical standpoints. Because when we do that, that's when you're looking at how we've been groomed in the word. And I love the Lord, and I love in the word, but sometimes we take it too far.
But I thought you was about to do with the devotion. You say, "I love the Lord. He heard my cry."
He heard my cry.
And just to piggyback on what Anthony was just saying, it seems to me that there was a partnership where roles were constantly changing, which is what should happen in a relationship anyway. Like because that contradicts what was originally said. Like, I'm the man, I'm the boss, I'm the leader. Like the whole way, like, no, she did this, she built me up, I built her up, now I got her. That sounds pretty bad to me, bro.
Yeah. Hey,
but when she's up, then she's up. Hey.
No, she did not.
I did.
But then I was gonna turn up with you. They said, because who's gonna breathe life back in after the depletion? And that's absolutely true. I mean, I get it. Like, if you poured your all out into somebody else, then if they got everything you got, are they gonna pour back into you? Like, how is that gonna work? So you have to be, I feel like that's kind of that give take in a relationship, because what I can say is I have those days where I have checked out. Like, that's all I got. I don't have nothing else to give. And that's where that partnership comes in. I need you to step in and be able to look up and to take care of that and take care of whatever is going on. And then if you see, I'm gonna use school for example. I'm in school right now, and so I have days where I am just worn out. I can't do nothing else. I can't help with no homework. I can't cook no dinner, and so that's where I need baby to come in, like, take care of this. And so when he step up and take care of that, especially without me having to say something, then that's you pouring back into me while I pour into the household. We got to pour into each other. It can't be one way or the other, because if it's just one-sided, somebody gonna run low and dry, and they gonna check out one way or the other. Either they gonna check out and check in somewhere else, or they just gonna regular check out. It's gonna come in one form or the other. So you can't give your all and then nobody pour back into you. That's what the relationship for. It's a give and take. You gotta grow and gotta go based on one another.
Hey, Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
How does it make you feel when your man, if you tired like you just mentioned, and he step in without you saying nothing, and you look up, here he is bringing you a plate, he start rubbing your back, rubbing your feet. How does that make you feel?
Child, let me tell you, I need to put on some Destiny Child. Let me cater to you, because it make me feel some kind of way and make me want to do some good things.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there.
For real, it like pours back into me right then. And I mean, even with school, like, I mean, it's a financial thing. It's because school costs money. It costs money to go to school. And so if I ain't got to worry about tuition, I ain't got to worry about books, I ain't got to worry about whatever else, that's one less thing that I got to stress about. And anybody that know me and know me personally know I stay with a million things going on. I be trying to schedule in time to go to sleep. I'm like, if I go to sleep right now, I can get 3 hours of sleep today. So for somebody just to come in and match me and help me in that area, that's all I need. But I'm gonna do the same for you. That's gonna work both ways. It ain't gonna be one side.
Yeah, I mean, I felt
Right.
that T, when you asked that question, I mean, I felt like her. I was over there, like, you know, making love between the sheets, you know, stuff like that. I mean, you just be like, you just automatically. That's just a form of intimacy, to be quite honest.
Yes.
It adds to the relationship because that is a form of basically tending indirectly by seeing. That's another part. When you indirectly see what your mate needs from you and you move on it. That go both ways. I'm just saying, but if it comes from the male, we're talking about the male perspective of leadership. That's a form of leadership. Okay, I'm just saying it. It's
and
a
I think it's great. And a lot of women do become bitter when they are poured into a man until they become depleted, and then the man expects more or then leave, which happens all too often. And unfortunately, I've been there too. And I always said, "You a leech, like you done bled me dry," and then went off to the next victim. And so it's two-sided. Is it right? No, but at the same time, realize when somebody bleeding you dry and be willing to cut their ass off.
That's leadership too. That's leadership too. You even with a man, men know when it ain't gonna work, cut it off. Because when I say that, I'm gonna put it like this. Because one thing you know is not gonna work, and you'll try to entertain more than one. A leader be like, you know what, I'm gonna go on. That's alpha male all day. Well, yeah, I'm just saying. All I know is
I can't even agree with. I mean, I don't. These titles throw me off. I'm gonna be honest.
I just look down there and read it. Not
because people have different definitions of what an alpha male is as well.
Right. So I don't look at alpha, beta, none of that. I just look at respect. You respect me, I'm gonna respect you. You do for me, I'm gonna do for you. And that's why I asked that question earlier with Cookie, because I'm saying if I'm catering to my if I catering to my woman's needs and wants, like I see you tired. And I'm tired too. But you know what? That's when I become a servant. Because I want you to know I'm there for you. Well, if I'm tired or I'm upbeat. And if I come over there and just pay you a little bit of attention. See, a lot of people don't understand it's a lot of mental things going on here. It's not just physical. But if you can stroke a woman mentally, the physical part is already taken care of. Am I right, women, on this or no?
No, you're right.
Okay.
Yes. So with that being said, y'all, we can talk on this all day, which I still got some more to say, but for the respective time.
Before we go into the Josh.
Read Josh. A man shouldn't be in a relationship with not knowing where he's going first. Knowing his purpose will give the relationship direction. Not saying a woman can't have her plans, but I think every woman wants her man to lead her. I agree with that. And I also agree with the woman knowing her direction as well. Because even if a man, yes, we're going to balance off each other. If he knows where he's going and the woman is following along, she's never going to feel fulfilled unless that man let her go back and figure out where she wants to be instead of just falling into the role of less supporting his dream. Because when you say your plans, that's what your dreams, and I get that, but then where does hers come into play? So she needs to know going into a relationship as well. She needs to say, yes, you're a good looking man. I appreciate you approaching me, but I'm not ready yet because I don't know where I want to be. It's the same on both sides. We're not going to be a man got to know and a woman don't know, got to know. Just like we want these men to be out here paying bills and taking trips and spending, buying our dinners and stuff, we need to be able to do the same thing for ourselves and not depend on him to do it. We can't ask of something from someone that we cannot provide for ourselves. So, Josh, when you do say that, I respect that and I get it and I understand it. But then also for the woman's point of view, she needs to have her plans and goals together too. Because someone is not going to be fulfilled within the relationship if they just jump on board with what you have and just continue to go. But like I said, we can talk about this all night long.
Yeah,
I promise you we can.
Don't want another dependent.
Huh? Don't want another dependent. Exactly. Exactly. But we got to move on to the next part of the show. The next part of the show is the love note segment. This part comes from our own IC inspirational chick. This part of the show is her giving her points of view, and hell, we support her. Now what? Say what you got to say.
I wish I could turn off the comments at this particular point. not for some of y'all, because they can get distraction at times. I'm just saying, to be for real. This is a tough love note for me. Well, to be honest, because when you get to look at a lot of things, I just feel like across the board, it just has to be inner work on the two, on men and women personally, the two individuals. You have to know within yourself, understanding what leadership is to you and all of these different things. And even whatever your faith, religion, whatever that is, because we all think differently, we're going to interpret it differently, but whatever works for you. But at the end of the day, internal work so that you can get outwardly results in a relationship. I mean, because even when you're in a courtship, that's a form of leading, even in the beginning of it, to know if you want to even go any further, to go into marriage with someone. And that goes both ways. So a lot of men have not been taught to lead. I'm just gonna go there. And when you run across that you'll show a lot of things. They'll throw the word at you, but then when it comes to life, being groomed by a father figure or a male counterpart that can assist them physically here on earth, some men have not been, I will say, they have not been allotted that the experience. And so it's a lot of trial and error. And if you get with the wrong person that's going to be this mentor to you, you can be taught to do it totally different. So leadership is totally different from the way your I guess you would say your environment or what you were groomed in. So what you got to do is you got to really put in the work to, if it's a woman, you're going to have to tear down some walls, and you're going to have to search yourself and find out what triggers cause you to not want to allow a man to lead, or that causes you to have issues of, with that, and understanding what that word really means, and not taking it from a negative place, but truly looking at it across the board to see how it begins to be attached to your life and the relationship that you desire. But first and foremost, if you can just get up under the leadership of our Lord and Savior and let him lead you. And for me, it was now, just wanting, if I can get that in a spiritual sense, I want God to give it to me in a physical form on how he says it's supposed to be. It ain't gonna always be perfect. We're gonna have to put in work together, but I don't want it to be this where I feel like I don't have the right to say anything, that my job is only for the children and for the kids and all of these different things. But there is a collaboration that we choose to do with one another to make this thing beautiful. And I always talk about gardens. We just gonna have to look at this as a garden. I just need to know that you're gonna tend to the garden. And it's supposed to, be able to produce some things. And if something comes in to stuff out what's supposed to be producing to bring life and to bear fruit, and those weeds are there, I need to know that you're strong enough to go into that place and pull out what is needed and necessary for us to flourish as a couple and as one. That's what leadership is for me. I want to know that you can handle situations when they get tough, and even those things. And I need to know that you can lean on me. That's leadership for me, that you're not afraid to be transparent and all of these things. Just lead us in the right direction that makes us whole, flourishing, and moving through these things. So that's my love note, for the night. Understand the scriptures, lay them out there right. Don't use them to bash one another. But at the end of the day, he said, love is the greatest of these things. And if we just love and understand that this is what is needed, necessary for our relationships to flourish, then we're going to be all right. But it's a personal journey with whoever you get with. We can only sit here and dialogue about, our thoughts and, towards these topics and everything. But ultimately, at the end of the day, is what you choose to allow and how you go forward in your own personal relationships with the man and with the woman. But at the end of the day, let the Lord be first and let him lead you. Now, at the end of the day, I believe we can get somewhere. You'll see a lot of gardens that'll look so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see some trees that's dropping some fruit off of it, baby. And you'll be saying, oh, look at her. And you won't really want what they have, but you'll just be saying, Lord, give me the snippet of what you have for my relationship. And let me do what I got to do with this thing. All right. Yeah.
Some gardens are beautiful because they have manure to fertilize.
Do what?
Right, Debbie J.
Take the Ciroc.
That was good. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't a
It
good one.
It was
Do some shit to get some good
She just
stuff.
talking about
That
what
was
she
hard
talking
right
about.
there, dog. That was hard.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
Hard.
I mean,
Hey.
the only time I seen manure used is when you were out in the fields messing with corn and stuff like that. A garden is totally different, Deb. I want you to go back on that.
Hey, I
Oh,
like this. I like
my
this.
bad.
This emoji that Jermaine put up. I think that is
Man, cool,
You
man.
destroyed the whole love note when she came.
They put manure and flowers. I thought they did.
No,
It's
no,
gonna
baby.
be
You talking
stinky.
about you talking about out there doing crops and all of that good stuff. You know.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? To bag Deb up though, I was just watching a special over in Dominican Republic. They came up with this idea where they took manure in people's feces and put them. They made them into a fertilizer, and then they started growing like vegetables and gardens with them. And they said
Yeah.
this is like they're moving this toward the whole world. Like this is like a movement starting to take manure to fertilize.
Yeah, but that's what they did before they
Yeah.
manufactured fertilizer. It was,
Well, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
man.
Say it. I said
Right.
vegetables and stuff. But what the garden I'm talking about is like scents, flowers. You know, something.
well,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
Oh,
want.
you just better watch
Deb
the
was
food off
talking about
good.
the nourishing garden that's gonna feed you.
yes,
Hey.
yes. Man
You
should
better-
not live by bread alone, but by corn and all
Hey.
that other stuff that's in
You
that
better,
garden.
you better,
That when
you
you put
better
the
rinse that
manure.
corn real good before you eat it. That's all I'm saying. What you got, Big Cookie? What's next?
Y'all done tickled me. I see. Thank you for love noting us.
Yes,
Deb,
thank you,
for
ma'am.
adding us some entertainment on to the end of it.
Yeah,
Goodness. So, viewers, we want to thank y'all. Thank y'all for talking to us today. Now, don't think that the discussion ends here. If you missed part of the show, go back and rewatch it. Type your comments in there. We'll come back and answer you at some point and talk with you and get some good stuff. So, y'all keep talking to us. Don't forget, like and share the show and hop over on YouTube and subscribe there. So,
Right now.
Uh-oh.
They need to do that right now. Like,
Hey,
not later.
Hey, add a thumbs up if you've already subscribed on the YouTube channel. Let's see how many thumbs we get.
Yeah, this our thumb. We might have something special for you,
Put
James.
some thumbs up.
You got paid this past Friday.
No, not liking not liking the podcast. I'm talking about put some
In the
thumb
comments.
comments up. Put some thumb comments up. Let us know if you done subscribe to the channel.
Cool.
Y'all know
Nobody-
we give away these Steamy checks. You might got something coming for you. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yeah.
So while we waiting on those thumbs up, we're gonna talk about kind of what we have going on. And there they are. The thumbs ups are coming.
What happened? Oh Lord, we done lost.
I think a computer died. She'll be back on in a minute. So I'll go ahead and get us through. What she was about to talk about is because she went on the show Monday when we talked about the Juneteenth. So we'll go through and maybe she'll be back on real quick. So who's up after that? T Will, you want to talk about your show on Wednesdays?
Yes, sir.
Oh, here she goes. She's back.
Oh, let
She
her
back.
go.
Could have died on y'all. My
That
computer
cookie
said
flow.
y'all was taking too long.
Say, man, keep it plugged in. Keep that power plugged in. You know, we gonna run over our ways.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead,
just
Cookie.
saying, we're gonna talk about what is going on and what was coming up. So I want to thank the podcast members for coming out. Plug it over here, please. For coming out to the Juneteenth celebration. Y'all, I was so excited. It was so good. Like, I enjoyed it so much. And so we had a float or a vehicle in the parade. Aiden ended up with a lot of entrants, y'all. It was amazing. And I just love seeing everybody out there having a good time, enjoying one another, seeing the kids interact. And my baby was walking down the street. I was like, look at him. He's gonna be somebody famous one day. When I grow up, I'm gonna be like him. I ain't made it there yet. It was so amazing. So thank y'all. Any of my people here in Texarkana or surrounding areas that came out, thank you for coming out. We enjoyed it, and we're doing it again next year. So go on and get yourself together, because Aiden did give out cash prizes and trophies to the top 3 entrants. We had judges. that judge the floats and vehicles and stuff like that. So he did a presentation. I'm gonna post that later on. So it was just like amazing. I didn't hear anything like negative about it. I heard one thing, but it was more so about me, not about the parade, and that's fine. So I enjoyed everything else that went on. And just get ready because it's only gonna get bigger and better. Yes.
Yeah.
And so now I'm on the phone, so I don't know what's next in the script. I know we had T Will talking about his show, and then
Yeah, that's
Gerard
what's
talking
next.
about the Black
His
Wall
hair.
Street. So I'm just gonna turn it over to somebody else because I don't know what we're supposed to be talking about.
T Will, you on the mic, brother?
All right. I just wanted, don't y'all forget to join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. where we got the E&M, the Educated Motivate podcast, where we bringing information to y'all free of charge, man. You know what I'm saying? We're giving it to y'all so y'all can take that information and go out there and start acting up on it. So that's every Wednesday on Facebook Live from 7 p.m. Until usually we try to go an hour, but we know it always don't work. But hey, that's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure y'all tune in on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Go ahead and take it in, G.
Oh yeah, man.
Take your hair.
It's Deb. I'll let Deb talk about her experience.
Oh, well, I was a guest on the show last Wednesday and I had a blast. I just need an invite back because I still got plenty to say, just like I got plenty to say about this show. So we need some more shows so I can continue to talk because I like to talk and I got plenty to say. So, but I really enjoyed the show on Wednesday. It's all about real estate. So me and T are real estate agents up in the DFW area, and we both also cover the East Texas area. So we was talking about how the market and everything is going and what to look forward to and stuff like that. So come back. T, am I invited back this weekend, this Wednesday?
Yeah, do you want to come back this week?
I want to come back this week. I got some more to say.
Oh, let's do it. I had, but I'm gonna put them on the back burner because I know. Hey, you didn't even get to talk about the meat that we actually had that I really wanted you to hit on. So let's do it.
Okay, bet. So I'll be back
All right.
this week, y'all. Come listen to me talk some more about real estate and my boy T. We have plenty of knowledge that we're giving out to y'all, and it's knowledge that you can use and go get your house too. But I do want to shout out to one of our. I got two people in the comments I want to shout out to. One of them is Q. We served together down at Killeen Fort Hood. We want to say shout out to you, Q.
Miguel.
Oh, that was over there. That's who Team Dead tonight. Okay. No.
Yeah.
That's my people. And then I got my homegirl, Demetra. She commented, Demetra Hampton. She's in California watching, so she's supporting the show. So I want to appreciate y'all too for coming in tonight. I want to shout y'all out.
Yay. Thanks for joining us.
Right on.
Well, that's what's up, man. So we can go ahead and Cookie, if you want to take us to the parting thoughts, then we'll close out the show.
All right, Inspirational Chic, we'll start with you. Any parting thoughts?
No.
Okay, let me start over. Inspirational Chic, what are your parting thoughts? You one of them people. I'm gonna have to volunteer you.
My parting thoughts is I just need y'all to take out the time to relax. You know, relax. You know, I mean that's really all. Like it's gonna be sometimes I see I ain't got nothing for y'all. Like she just gonna be so mellow like Kanye and just be like no. And is that gonna be so hard to?
Yeah, we don't understand it. Like that's your job. That's your responsibility.
See, there go with them. Hey, T, with them titles and stuff. That ain't nothing I got to do. I just got to be nice.
It's your responsibility.
Okay, well, this is my part out. Be love, light, and inspirational. Be free, baby. Get up out of them old trap doors y'all got over in there, and them boxes y'all got inside of y'all with stuff y'all just piling up. Wrong with me. Be free, baby. Yeah. How about that?
Pay my taxes and that.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
Y'all drink your water, let the Lord use you, and eat sherbet.
What they got to do with it? Okay.
James, what you got?
They keep always ask me how I look this good. I'm just saying, I drink water. The Lord keeps his hand on me. And I like rainbow sherbet, raspberry, orange, and pineapple mixed together. How about that, baby?
Well, that's some of
Oh,
the best flavors you just named out.
And another thing, my party thoughts, if you got vultures in your neck of the woods, they will get that flesh and get on the top of your roof, and it'll sound like they out there trying to tear your roof off and repair it. I had to come outside. But the
Was
Lord
that a
wanted me to get up.
spiritual message or a
Said I
real
stayed out too late. Don't stay out too late on Saturdays because the Lord wants you up on Sundays, rising and shining and giving him the glory.
going to church.
I think I stayed in the bed a little too long. He said, it's time to get up, Misha. And I didn't appreciate it, but I got up and I went out there and I talked about them. I'm sick of.
Okay. Who up? Who next?
James, what you got?
A lot of times we talk about, you know, giving people their flowers and appreciating them. And a lot of times we talking about older people, right? But I want to take time to appreciate the youth and younger people. I just want to tell everybody, you know, take time to let your kids know you're proud of them. Give them a shout out. Find something that they're doing and encourage them. And like, so I want to say to Miss Cookie, to your kid, man, I think he did a dope job. I was liking and sharing all the posts. And what I like about your kid is he's so articulate and he stayed ready. Like I saw one time he was about to do an interview and he was ready to talk and he had to stop because the other person started talking and cut him off. And then, but when it was his time again, boom, he was right on. He had all his talking points ready. And I was so proud of that kid. And I also want to give a shout out to my own kid. Like he'll watch little highlights from my show and it's because it's on the internet, he think we famous. So shout out to my Aiden. They won their football game this weekend. He ran some good routes. He caught an interception, and he was out there doing his thing. So he's going to be super hyped that I'm saying his name and shouting out at his team for winning their football games.
Aiden and Aiden.
Aiden's with a Y. That's why they're amazing.
Right on. Aiden with a Y.
Yes. T. Will, what you got for us?
Well, you know, I'm laid back like cognac. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to be short when I say it. Hey, love hard, forgive, and live. I'm out.
Yes.
Drop
That's how
the
we
mic,
need it.
baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Debbie J, what you got for us?
Let's see. Happiness is an emotion, but it's also a choice. And I want you to choose yourself over any negativity, negative energy that's in your life. Choose your happiness and dismiss those things that's in your life that's causing you any kind of drama. If it ain't bringing you money, let it go.
Yes. Yes.
Choose to be happy.
And fertilize your garden with boo-boo.
Yes.
Hey,
I didn't know they didn't do flowers. I really did not know. I thought it was all gardens.
Shout out to LaQuita. She got an A-Y too. What's up?
I know. Yes.
What you got, Flex?
Man, real simple. A fool without money is a bigger fool with it. Man, get your mind right before you get money, please.
Yes.
ooh. Now that's deep.
That was.
Hey, that's forever simple. Me and T Will, I went to help support the homie T Will. He had an open house today. Man, T Will, man, he T Will the man. He got his hand in a lot of stuff, man. He's so humble about it. And he out there showing houses or doing an open house and getting customers, you know, to come in and ask him to list their houses too, man. And it's just a testament to him, his spirit, his hard work, man. And man, when Deb recommended him, she was like, man, T Will dope. Like, you know, you're gonna really like the guy. You know, you hear that a lot, but I'm telling you, man, 30 seconds into the conversation, man, I was like, man, T Will the real deal.
Yeah, we gonna keep
that's my brother.
We're gonna keep you. Y'all go some flowers.
Yeah, and just piggyback, that's everybody. You know, when I picked people to come on here, it's because I saw certain qualities about you and the ability to communicate and the passion for this. So, man, this everybody on the show, man, appreciate you. I know.
Well, you told me you picked me because I was crazy.
That's
that was your quality,
Yeah, and that's same for we got a couple members that's not here. TJ, man, you know, TJ, one of the founding members, he out doing a lot. He got a lot going on outside of here. I'm not going to announce his big accomplishment. He'll talk about that when he's ready. But hey, TJ, man, get your business taken care of. We're ready to get you back here, man.
Yes. All right, and for me, I'm gonna say I'm the unorthodox one, I guess. So many times we are told to march to the beat of our own drum. F that drum, we bringing a whole band. Stop
Yes.
setting your standards low and being like, oh, I'm only gonna do this. Nah, we shooting for the stars because I have learned in recent time that sometimes you got to get in your own ass because ain't nobody else gonna get in your ass like you can get in your ass. So you got to push you and project you to where you got to go. And so, especially with working on this Juneteenth with my baby, I learned that. I thought I had learned it in opening in a business, but being able to set this off in the city of Texarkana, if anybody know about Texarkana, it's hard to do things around here when you ain't connected to certain people. And so just to know, don't downplay yourself, because if you set your worth as low, everybody else gonna treat you as such. You step, and when you step high, you hold your head high and forget what anybody got to say about you. We gonna step. So that's kind of where I am this week. Like, it gave me a whole renewed energy. I was like, yes, ready to turn on some Lil Boosie or something, set it off. Somebody, I was ready. So we is over here doing it, y'all.
Hey, real quick too on you, Miss Cookie. I just want to, man, I gotta shout you out too. Man, you do so much for the city. And James over laughing, but man, I'm so real about this. Miss Cookie, you put on for the city, man. Oh,
well, he didn't put the poop fertilizer.
Hey, check it out. Y'all think I'm playing? Check it out.
But yeah, Miss Cookie, you put on for the city, man, and I just appreciate everything you do. Your facility, you lend it out to let people use it. You're doing events to try to promote Black businesses. You're pushing your son to excellence and a great example. And man, I tell you a lot, in private when we're talking, but man, right here, in front of everybody, man, I appreciate everything about you. And
thank you.
And James, man, Anthony said he wasn't calling you a beta male. He just hit me up on the inbox. He was just describing the college.
Well, I got thick skin, man. We go back. Have you seen the way inspirational chick talk to me?
Yeah.
I have thick skin.
I prepared him for things such as this. I have prepared him for things such as this.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, another great show. Thank you, podcast. God dang it. Thank you, podcast crew. I'm in that thing. I jacked it up the first time. But thank y'all. Thank you, viewers. We enjoy y'all. Don't forget about the show on Wednesday. Tune in. Get you some knowledge, some nuggets, so you can know some stuff, all right? And then we'll see y'all next time. Flex, drop the outro.
One time.
We got a mute during the play.
I'm trying to tell y'all about my big bro Gerard and the podcast crew. From TJ the realist, Miss Cookie the professor, and you can't forget about the inspiration shit. They talk about it all, got advice for us all. You'll never know how deep the talks will go. On the weekdays, the weekends, they be going live with the topics. Then they do the segment where the floor is yours. You can post your comments, you can post your statements, yeah. You can ask your questions, They can help you get your life moving in the right direction. If you need advice on marriage, advice on finance, advice on healing, advice on credit, this the podcast that you need to check out. Go ahead and tune in, you'll feel what I'm talking about.
Baby, I'ma get it. Yeah, baby, I need it. Baby, come down to love is yours. Let me show you how love is yours. Hey, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. The floor is
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Yeah, I needed to mute because I was singing.
Oh, we love y'all. Bye.
Praise the Lord.
Peace.
Peace out. See y'all next week.